Hey everybody, it's Paper Person Pick 5 time again. Let me show you the 5 things I'm working with. I'm going to play with all this beautiful pattern paper. I'm going to work with those number stickers and the little phrase stickers. We are going to be working with this photo. I have tons of ink, some stamp sets. I'm going to use that journaling card for my journaling. Stamp sets, I have the stamp set that goes with the kit. I'm going to use this like comfy cozy one, and then this is last month's kit. I'm going to use some of the numbers to create my date, and then I have this stamp set from Ellie's Studio, which is a current favorite. Okay, let's get started. I felt like doing a strip layout today. So I'm going to take all these gorgeous patterns. I'm going to cut them into 1-inch strips. Then I'm going to take those 1-inch strips and I'm going to cut them all different lengths. So some are 4, some are 6, some are 5. That's about where I went. I didn't do them longer than that or shorter than that. So once I'm done trimming down all of these strips, now I'm just going to take all these pretty patterns and create a border that goes about a little more than halfway across my page. So I'm just alternating the colors and I'm alternating the width of the strips so that this section of my layout has some interest, but also kind of looks a little bit wonky and colorful. I love it. I love doing layouts like this. This is something I really enjoy doing when I have a lot of patterns I want to play with, but I also want my design to not get too overwhelming or too busy, because you'll see that the most of that left side is going to end up being white. So there will be a nice amount of white space on this page when I'm finished. Once I'm happy with how the strips are layered, where they start, where they finish, I'm going to kind of create a little bit of a pile, turn the pile over, and start sticking and plunking. Next up, I'm going to find and figure out where I want my photo and my journaling to go. So I don't want my photo and journaling to be too far to the left. I want them kind of interacting with all of these patterns and the strips of paper. So once I kind of have that settled in, now we're going to go ahead and start by doing our writing. Once I have my journaling down, I'm going to kind of go ahead and start by adding my title. I'm going to stamp my title using the Paper Person inks. The inks that I used for my page today are Tomato Soup, Ginger Snap, Goldenrod, and Blush. So as I get this together and I start drawing some guidelines with my pencil and getting my stamping started, let's talk a little bit about this photo and things like that. So my photo is from 2018. This is for Logan's school album. So for 2018, our family albums are 8.5 by 11, and they are all finished. So I have those done. I ended up with 5 8.5 by 11 albums for 2018, which, can I just say, is significantly less now. There must have been a lot of stuff going on in 2018. But then I also have a couple of separate step-out albums that I need to catch up for 2018, one of them being Logan's 7th grade school photos. So that is what I am working on today. This is one of the stories from his 7th grade year that I want to make sure gets into his album. I also have a 12 by 12 zoo album from 2018 that I still need to finish and work on. So that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks, months, because that's my next kind of project. So I am titling this layout School Support Animal. It is about Logan and his dog, Cooper. And this is a photo about how when Logan went back to school after my grandmother passed away in December of 2018, his dog would curl up on his lap and sit on his lap and comfort him and keep him going through getting back into the routine of school and having our lives being quite different. If for those of you that might be new to my channel and weren't here during that session portion of our lives, my grandmother lived with us for 10 years. And I took care of her up until she passed away. She actually passed away here at our house with us. So this is a little bit of a hard story, which is probably why I haven't scrapbooked it or put it into the album yet. Those are the kinds of stories I have left from 2018. You know, the ones you kind of just like set aside on a shelf and you're not sure you want to do it yet. But these are the ones I need to get into albums now. Because I really want to be able to be done with these sets of photos. And so, yeah, that's the story we're telling today. So our title is going to be School Support Animal. And I'm just using for the second section of the stamping here, I'm using my P to help me know where I need to draw my line and where I need to stamp. And then when I do school, I'll do the same thing that I did for the L in animal, and I'll put that down first so I know that I have the space that I need to get the title in the way I'd like it to be. Next up, I want to add my title, but I'm going to stamp it using blush ink and these number stamps from the Paper Person shop. These are this is the stamp set that came with the black and white kit. And there's all the months of the year, all the days of the week, and then a full set of numbers. So I'm using the numbers, and then I'm also going to use the little December stamp to kind of date the bottom of my page. Next up, I want to go ahead and stamp a couple elements that I can kind of fussy cut and use around my page. Now, I should have pulled my Misty out. I'm going to say this right away. I should have pulled it out, should have opened it up, should have stamped with it, but I don't know what. I can't even say I was being lazy because this took longer than if I just pulled out my Misty, but for whatever reason, I decided to go old school, free range. I used my acrylic blocks and my stamps, and then that meant I wasn't getting great pressure or great stamping images, so I just kept going and I stamped this entire page full of all the different stamps I wanted to use. And then so I stamped this whole sheet, right, for the sole purpose of getting like 3 or 4 of these stamps stamped crisply. I am crazy. I don't know why I didn't pull my Misty out. I feel like I don't know. Maybe I was watching TV. Maybe I was trying to be cool. And I wanted you to be like, look, I don't need a Misty. I can stamp without one. Yeah, no. Don't do it. Just don't even try because you end up with this. So I had this whole piece of paper. I'm going to get like 4 stamps out of it, stamped images. I'm going to fussy cut those 4 stamped images out and throw away the rest of the paper. Yeah. And then we'll continue on with the layout. Stamping moral of the story. Don't try to be a hero. Just pull out the Misty. So once I had all of these little phrases I wanted to use fussy cut out, I did give them a little bit of an inked edge using some Distress Oxide Vintage Photo ink. And now I'm going to go through all of the cards and all of the elements in the kit and decide what I want to use for embellishment clusters. I went ahead and grabbed this paper that has like the apples and the pears and stuff on them. And I'm going to fussy cut some of the apples. I fussy cut 3 of them. I chose the larger apples, and then I can pair them with some of the typography from this collection for 3 little clusters. We don't need too many embellishments or too many clusters for this page because we have all of that beautiful pattern going on down the one side. I'm going to go ahead and pair each of the apples with 1 or 2 of those stamped sentiments that I cut out. And then I'm also going to add 1 or 2 of the appropriate strips from this kit. I'm just choosing which ones I want. And every one of my boys' school layouts, I make sure to put a number somewhere on the page that says what grade they were in. I don't trust myself to remember, so every page either stamped kind of like a hidden Mickey, but not a hidden Mickey, it's a hidden number. So I'm going to go ahead and add my 7 right there on the end. And then one of the stamps, and then I think one of the little word stickers had like check boxes you could mark, so I marked those, and I just added the things I thought were appropriate, and this is where we're going to call this layout all finished. Except I was feeling splattery, so I grabbed my Shimmer's Glorious Days and I added some Glorious Days splatters down the left side just for a little bit of interest. I really like how it turned out, and that Glorious Days splatter matched that goldenrod color perfectly. So here are all of the close-ups. Be sure to head over and check out Susanna's project for today's Paper Person Pick 5, and we will talk to you all again very soon. Bye!